I am going to show you how to draft a full circle skirt with a double waist so you can create your perfect circle skirt for any occasion. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Aletha with Ribbons and Zippers, and today we're going to draft a full circle skirt with a double waist. You need a double waist in order to create gathers, pleats, box pleats, knife pleats, whatever type of gathering you want, but your waist has to be doubled in order to have this effect. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to draft it and what you need to do it. Let's start by creating a right angle on the pattern paper. And we're going to use our waist measurement to calculate the circle radius. To do this calculation, I use the 2/3 formula, which I find easier for me. Start with your waist measurement. For instance, if your waist is a 30-inch waist, multiply that by 2. We always use 4 for a full circle skirt because it's 4 quarters. Then multiply 4 by 3. Now convert this fraction by dividing the bottom number into the top number. So 60 divided by 12. For this example, we get 5. 5 is the radius for a 30-inch waist. And normally we would start here. But since we want to double our waist, we need to double this number, which will be 10. This is our radius. Mark your right corner as A. Measure on your horizontal line the length of the radius and mark that point B. Do the same on the vertical line. Now, create your waist curve from B to B. Take your time and be very accurate. Make sure that your tape measure is always at the tip of your right angle and continue to measure the radius from B to B. Once you finish marking it out, use your curved ruler to complete your curved line. The next measure is going to be the length of your skirt, and that is wherever you want your skirt to fall. It could be your thigh, your knee, or even the floor. You'll just need to make sure that you have the appropriate amount of fabric. The longer your skirt length, the more fabric you will need. So my advice is to calculate how much fabric you will need before you start this project. Once you determine the length of your skirt, then mark that measurement on the lines from point B to C, on your horizontal line and on your vertical line. And don't forget to add your hem. If you like a 1-inch hem or a 2-inch hem, you need to add this amount to the length. Now, we are going to create a curved line from C to C in the same way that we did for our waist. So, from the point A, measure over to C on the horizontal line. Again, take your time and be very accurate. Put the tip of your tape measure at A and continue to measure from C to C. When you are done marking, use your curved ruler to complete your curved hem. Now add your seam allowance. I'm using a 1/2-inch seam allowance. You can use whatever you like. It could be a 5/8 inch or a 1 inch, whatever you like. Notice that I'm adding a seam allowance to both sides. That's because this pattern is so versatile. You can place it on or off the fold. You can also right fold on either end. As we go along, you'll see how versatile this pattern is. Okay guys, I really hope that you're enjoying this tutorial on how to draft a full circle skirt with a double waist. If you are, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so that you can be reminded whenever I do an awesome video with tips and techniques just for you. I am using 4 yards of fabric, and my fabric is 60 inches wide. Now, because of the length of my radius and the length of my skirt, from point A to point C is quite long for me. So 60 inches is not wide enough. In that case, I needed to open my fabric and fold it down with the selvage on each end. Now it's perfect for me to place my pattern on my fabric on the fold. Notice that I can use any side of my pattern to place on the fold just by folding under the seam allowance on the paper. That's what I mean when I say this pattern is so versatile. I'm going to cut my pattern and show you what it looks like. This is what my fabric looks like. It was cut on the fold, and as you can see, it's a half circle. Now I'm going to place my pattern on the fabric again, and this time it will not be cut on the fold. I need to open my pattern seam allowance, move my pattern away from the fold, and lay my pattern. This will give me 2 back pieces. This will allow me to be able to sew 2 side seams where I can add pockets, and a center back seam where I can also add a zipper. Now, before I move on, I did have a question that asked, what if I don't have enough room to lay the whole pattern piece? It just won't fit. The width of your fabric may be 45 inches, but you have 5 or 6 yards. That can happen. Well, that's okay. Since the pattern is so versatile and completely symmetrical, let me show you what can be done. You can fold your pattern in half to fit it on your fabric. Just make sure that you add your seam allowance and that you are still placing it on the bias. Let me show you. This was my quarter circle. I folded it in half. So this allows me to still place my pattern on a narrower piece of fabric. As you can see, because it is symmetrical, it is still part of the quarter circle. Instead of having one quarter circle, you now have 2 1/8 circles with seam allowances that you will need to sew. Okay, so that's how to draft a full circle skirt with a double waist. All you have to do now is to decide on your design, whether it's gathers or box pleats or knife pleats. It's your design. You can add a waistband or even pockets if you like. I'd love to see what you come up with, so feel free to share. Okay everyone, that's it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am going to show you in the next video more tips and techniques on how to step this circle skirt up to the next level. So I'll see you in the next video.